It's been about 5 years since I've started using the Spot Gen 3 and now the Spot Gen 4. Now this is a great satellite communicator, but I want to just give you a heads up on it and give you some of my experience with it, because the number one thing you need to be aware of first of all is it is only a one-way satellite communicator. It's not two-way. So let's break it down a little bit and tell you about what it offers. So first of all, the device itself, it's pretty small. It's almost the size of a wallet, maybe a little bit thicker. Depends on how much money you have in your wallet. Up on the top left here, from your vantage point, is the power button. There are some lights up here. There's a light that shows it's on, it says GPS, and then there's a light for if it's sending a message or receiving a message. Well, it wouldn't receive a message, would it? It would just send it. Down here, these real big orange covers. Here's the SOS on this side, on your right, and you can see the red button right there. You depress that for about 3 seconds and search and rescue will come for you. On the other side, this is really more of a automotive or automobile type device. So when you select it, then you've broken down someplace and there's a service that you can pay for and they'll come out and help you. But that's also a custom message. You can change that, which I've done. And in this case, I've said, I'm going to be late. Everything's okay. I'm going to be late. So you can customize that message. There's another button down here and it looks like it has a message symbol, and it's another one you can customize. Then right here in the middle, it's a tracking. And so if you want to start tracking, that's what you would hit this button. And then on this side, there's a check mark. This is a check-in. And then on the back, there's these screws here. There are 4 AAA batteries. And then inside here is also where you would plug it in if you wanted to download some information or software updates, things like that. So you cannot recharge these batteries unless you get rechargeable batteries, or you can get regular batteries from the store, and the battery life on this would last you at least a month, if not 2 months or so. So the most important things first, and I started with it's a one-way satellite communicator. The other thing is it doesn't have global pole-to-pole coverage. So if you are traveling around the world, make sure you check where you're going, and there is coverage maps or a coverage map, and you can look at it and you can get a pretty good feel for whether you're going to have service or not. So the number one thing here is the SOS. So again, if you select this, then they'll come out and help you. You can send a few messages to the people that are in your contacts list, but you cannot communicate with search and rescue. And that's a real problem for me in general, because I want to be able to communicate. Is there more than one person that's injured? What's the injury type? Do I need to tell them things that maybe there needs to be an airlift off the mountain? And maybe it's just something where somebody's broken an ankle or sprained an ankle, or they're lost, and so it's life-threatening, or could be, but it's not life-threatening yet. It's always best if search and rescue can know more information and you can help guide them to where you're at if you can two-way message, but again, only one-way message. I'm just going to add right here, because some of you are going to say, well, why get something that's a one-way satellite communicator? And some people don't have a lot of money, and when I first came up here to Colorado, I had 2 homes because we were trying to sell the one, and I couldn't afford to go get an expensive satellite communicator. So this was one of the least expensive on the market. It let me contact SOS and send out one-way messages, but it also let my family and friends see where I'm at by the tracks. So at least I had something on my pack and could get help when I needed it. And so that's really why you want this. And sometimes you don't have all the bells and whistles, but you do have something. So before you go out and go on a hike, you really should test, but you want to go in and set everything up on the computer, your contacts, your emergency contact, and you want to have your custom messages set and be ready. Then go test it, see how it all works, and then you come back and make adjustments if you need to. But the Spot Gen 4 works really well, and I've tested it before. When you hit the tracking and you go on a hike, it's going to lay points down, and I don't know how often they lay down. I want to say it's 5 minutes, and then you can see, or family and friends can see where you're at. You can't see where you're at unless you have a cell phone and you have yourself as a contact, but then you have cell service, and why do you need this? But if you wanted to test it, you could see and go, okay, I can see the tracks being set down. I know it's working. Now I can go on a real hike. So that'd be the only time I'd really do that. When you go test it, be in cell service, start your tracking, and make sure you can see the tracks on your phone to make sure it works. All right, there's not a lot to the Spot Gen 4. It's a really simple device. You won't get overwhelmed with it as you would on the Garmin GPS Map 67i. Super simple to use. I first saw this on somebody in the Rocky Mountain National Park, and he had it right up here on his shoulder, and I saw it blink or something, and I asked him, I said, what is that? This was about 5 years ago, and he said, you know, my wife wants to know where I'm at. I like to go hiking by myself. She wants to be assured or be more comfortable that I'm not in trouble, and so she can track me. And some of you may not want your significant others to track your location. That's between you and them. So anyway, that's the first time I saw it, and I realized how important this was. So go out, get a satellite communicator, even if it's a Spot Gen 4 and it doesn't have everything that all the others have, at least have a way to contact SOS in one-way message. Well, thanks for joining me here at Outdoor Emergency Tech here in Colorado, and I will see you back out here soon in another video.